Ready Steady Freefrommers. This week we are going to make an against all grain recipe. It's one that I have made before a long time ago, so let's get straight into it. We are going to make peach streusel coffee cake. Now, from what I have learnt, coffee cake has nothing to do with coffee apart from potentially drinking a cup of coffee with the cake. So there's no coffee in the cake. So this is just a nice moist cake with peaches and a bit of a nice topping to it. So let's get cooking. Right, so for this recipe we are using this cookbook, the Against All Grain. It's our first cookbook and it's fantastic. And we're making the peach streusel cake. And that's on page 244 for those of you who've got that book. Into the food processor with the metal blade, I am going to put 1/3 of a cup of pecans, 1 tablespoon of shredded coconut, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, not melted, and 1 large date. So I've got 2 dates here because they're not large. So, but they're unsweetened and they are pitted. Make sure there's no pit in there. So this is just for the topping. Then we've got 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and a pinch of salt. And then a tablespoon of honey. And 1 tablespoon of ground almonds or almond flour. And we're going to blitz it. So you can see there, it's a kind of a crumbly topping. So we're going to set this aside until we need it later. Right, so we're now going on to the cake batter. I've preheated the oven and it's on 325. So that's gas mark 3, 170, or if you're on a fan oven, 150. So my oven's on at the moment, preheating. It says to use a 9-inch springform pan, a round one, but I've not got that, so I'm going to use this, which is about the same kind of size, volume-wise, with a silicone liner in it. Now, in here, we have 2 1/4 cups of almonds. Okay, so ground almonds or almond flour, and to it we are going to add, now she says 4 large eggs. Now my eggs are not large, so I've added an extra egg to make up for that volume. So 4 large eggs. Then we've got a 1/4 cup of melted coconut oil. Then into here we are going to add a 1/2 cup of honey. Now it says 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I don't have vanilla extract, so I'm going to use, these are vanilla kind of pods. So they're dried vanilla pods and you just grind them into the mix. So it gives you little flakes of vanilla. It's quite a clever idea, really. Okay, now we are going to add some ground ginger, and it is a 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. Then a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now the recipe does call for cardamom, 3/4 teaspoon of cardamom, but I don't like it, so I'm not putting it in. And then a pinch of sea salt. And now we're going to blitz it. Now this recipe calls for 3 large yellow peaches. Now the peaches here in the UK at the moment, not that great, out of season, and so they're quite small. So I'm using tinned peaches. I'm just draining them and getting rid of some of the moisture on them. And then what I'm going to do is just chop them up and add them to this mix in little chunks. Now the rest of the peaches I've got draining, ready for layering on the top. I'm just going to show you the consistency of this mixture. It's quite runny, so it's really sloppy. So don't worry about that. I'm going to transfer it to our baking tray. Right, so we're going to arrange these peaches on the top. I have used different fruit other than peaches. If I've not had peaches, I've used pears. They work very well with this. And if you do like cardamom, then pear is a great combination with cardamom. So I'm just going to layer these peaches across. Right, so now we've done that, we're going to sprinkle over the streusel that we made across the top. So there we have it, and we're going to pop it in the oven for 55 minutes, and then it will be done. Okay, so I've taken it out of the oven, and it did take 55 minutes, and this is the result. So it's risen a bit, and the peaches have sank in quite a bit, so that's okay. It'll still taste good, but it kind of negates the point of arranging all the peaches so nicely on the top. The last time I made this, I don't remember the peaches sinking in, but hey, we're going to do the cheeky taste test. But we're going to have to do it in a bit, because the reason I made this today is because we are going over to my mother-in-law's for dinner, and it's too hot to do the cheeky taste test now, and now we have to leave. So cheeky taste test will be with some special guests. See you in a bit. So here we are, we're at my mother-in-law's, and that's Jeanette. And there's my husband hiding. Don't hide.
You're not doing that.
Okay, so
Start again now.
we're going to do the cheeky taste test. So you can see there that it's held together really nicely, and the peaches that are all inside. I'm not sure why it's gone white. It's probably the juice from the tin peaches. I suspect if you use fresh peaches, then it probably wouldn't do that. But it's nice and firm, so that's nice. I'm going to have it with a little bit of ice cream. So here I've got a little bit of the cake, and it's got the little streusel topping on it. I'm going to do the cheeky taste test, see what it's like. Nice and juicy. Nice flavour to it. And the sweetness of the streusel on the top of it is really nice. So this is very much like a pudding for me. I don't think I'd want to sit and have it with a cup of coffee like it says it's coffee cake. I don't think I'd want to do that. I think I'd just want to have it with a little bit of custard maybe, or a little bit of ice cream. But it's quite moreish because it's quite moist, and you can taste the spices in it. The hint of ginger's coming through as well. It's good. It's a winner.
Try and have the hamster.
Right, just going to try it. Lovely.
You don't have to fake it.
Well done, Amy.
No, don't be cheesy.
Oh, you said Oh, I thought you said cheesy. You said cheeky.
Got cheesy taste test.
Oh,
I'm going to have to keep that bit in. I'm going to edit that out. So, that's us with the cheeky taste test, not the cheesy taste test, with the peach streusel. So give it a go, and like, comment, share, and I will see you next time in the kitchen.